Hi traders, welcome back to the channel. So early this morning, I'm looking at my calendar and it says, oh, that's right. I have to do a video on how I use the VWAP indicator in my scalping. Okay, simple enough. I love it. It's one of my number one confluent setups that I've had so far this year. As I'm getting ready, a live S&P futures setup pre-market occurs using the very same strategy. So I threw everything down, pushed the record button, and taped a live trade for you. Let's take a look. Okay, so before we get to the live trade video, just a little something on VWAP. It's available on most brokerage platforms. It stands for volume weighted average price. And I've used it a lot in the past 3 or 4 years, but really this past year, I seem to use it in a little different way. And I'm going to explain it in the live trade video. But it's been one of my number one confluence setups that I've used so far this year, particularly in scalping the S&P futures. So how about we go to that video and let's see what happens. Okay, so we have, again, a look above and fail. And then this last bar, we have an approach. Didn't even probe the highs of the day, or at least, highs of the day, but also the overnight high. So again, I'm in at 61.46. All right, taking a target at 61.42.25. Simple little scalp. It's either going to work or it's not. I have my stop. My initial stop is sort of catastrophic. Catastrophic for a scalp, which is 61.57.5. I want to move that to not necessarily break even, but also to the previous overnight high, which is 47.75, right? About 10 bars ago. Because that seems to where everything failed. So far working on it's respecting VWAP, which is cool for the video at least. And we'll just let this play out. Normally, I make my trade management where it's just not even an issue, where I'm just going to just walk away. About quarter size, normal size, only because holiday week, things like that. It's Monday morning. Anything can happen. Right, so almost there. Did not fill me, actually. It's interesting. So it was kind of a print no fill, I believe. Yeah. So again, this is where like that paid to be patient comes in, my little mantra. Oh my God, didn't fill me. I'm going to bail out or move 3 ticks. Just let it play out. All right. That VWAP is there for a reason. It's a magnet, at least in my premise, but it's also act as support for a possible bounce. All right, and it just tagged me here. So filled 42.25. All right. And look how it's a small thing. We're talking about a scalp here, and it's not even, the bar hasn't even closed, but look at how it respects VWAP. Gotta love it. All right, let's just play this through for the next few minutes. All right, I usually do my accounting after 4. I don't really care about my P&L, but it would be 46 entry, target 42.25. And this would be, if those interested in the long, I'm not taking it, but it's, you have a markets up pre-market. This pullback was very orderly. It wasn't like crash-like. And look at this bounce off of VWAP. What a clinic. This is great. Again, it's not like a, home run or anything, but now, the longs, if you had your order set there, you got 2 points. A lot of people use 2 points as their sort of S&P scalp, or at least their initial. All right, $50 a point, depending how many contracts you have. Again, this is like crumbs off the floor, but you get the point. It's not about home runs. It's about little by little. It's not, 3 3/4 points, 3 contracts. 4 points would be 600. So, 3 3/4 is a little bit less. For a morning trade, which I wasn't even planning on doing, I planned on doing a video. So, nice way to start the Monday morning. All right, so I hope you got some pointers out of that, at least how I use VWAP, using it as a magnet as opposed to the traditional way, or at least how I was taught on how to use sort of taking advantage of the bounces off of VWAP. I'm looking for VWAP to be that magnet where prices of higher or lower, and it's going to gravitate to the VWAP as a magnet. I actually want to be selling to those looking to buy there. Now, maybe I'm totally off. Let me know how you use VWAP, or if you don't, that's fine too. Maybe let me know if you're considering it in 2025. And hey, Brian Shannon, all right, we've had him on our podcast before. Great guy, really, really the godfather of anchored VWAP. Love to have you back, Brian. Also, let me know am I using it correctly? Because it's been the number one confluence indicator I've had all year in my scalping, and I certainly plan on using it in 2025. Let me know your thoughts below, and even go one step further. I'll put the link on to Brian Shannon's podcast interview that we did as well. You'll get a lot out of it. I've watched it several times and continue to get little nuggets, trying to pick Brian's brain. All right. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.